योगी जन कर जोरे, मागत योगी मागत योगी जन कर जोरे। बस ही श्री माता जी मानस मोरे, बस ही श्री माता जी मानस मोरे। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए 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 गणपति जगवंदन।
Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you in our session this morning. As you might be aware, we are having three sessions like this every day for new seekers who wish to understand more about Sahajog and who wish to know the basics of what is Sahaj Yoga. And all these sessions are mostly in Hindi, and only on Saturday morning and Sunday morning we have in Marathi and English respectively for seekers who requested to understand in their own languages. Apart from this, we also have one session every day in the evening at 5:30 p.m. That is for seekers who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into Sahaj Yoga. So the idea for today's session is really to talk about how does it benefit us, and we specifically want to speak to the youngsters today. It so happens that many a times the young generation we do not um truly understand why is it needed for me and how can it benefit me. We are on the lookout for something and they are very um, agitated, perturbed, stressed out, but we don't realize what's the way out. Which is why we'll have some slides today that will have some coherence to how we speak about it, how we discuss it, and that is how we can come to some logical conclusions. After that, we'll go for the meditation session today itself here now. And post that, if you have any questions, you want to discuss something, you can do that by joining the Zoom link and by uh, uh, leaving your questions or comments on the YouTube chat. So we'll be starting in just a minute. So now on the YouTube chat, you can see the links through which you can join uh, our WhatsApp groups, etc. as well, which I talk about at the end. I'm just putting them for these. So what is it that we are proposing today? Is essentially we're talking about de-stressing yourself, to bringing yourself into balance, and we're talking about total well-being through Sahaja. So how will that happen? Let's see. So this is true, the statement that in modern times students are under immense pressure to face competition in every field, and the whole environment is very, very aggressive. It's not true just for students, though. It's true for professionals who are working today. Any any walk of life today you pick up, and this has become true. We're all the time running around in competition and trying to prove ourselves. We become very aggressive because of that. That pressure creates the aggression, which is further manifested as stress, anxiety, and even problems of the physical self. And we pass that on to others, that aggression and pressure around us. And that's how we get unhappy most of the time. The mind is all the time full of worry, thinking of so many things. This age, especially growing up from teenage to even 20s, we have competitive exams coming up, we have admissions into colleges, and uh, we are fed with thoughts that you must do this so your life will be set and you must achieve this, etc., etc. All of that. And then what's my friend doing? Where is he going? And when the family and extended family asks, "What are you doing? What is this? You know, where is he going?" All the things that keep coming up. People are working hard. I mean, after school, students go to coachings and old age coachings and competitive exams, the same. And, uh, they have to take up jobs. But again, the same thing goes on and on. It's never ending. Also, this is the time when we are sort of um, growing up. So our personality, how we look, all of that also comes into our head. There's a huge hodgepodge of things that is right in our head. All of this results into several problems. We do not realize this, but all these things around us lead to um, lack of self confidence, and we even start losing memory. We find people that who are all the time running around stretched out, they start losing memory and become less attentive. So we have seen it, and all of us have faced it. That let's say I'm reading a paragraph, and I've read it 5 times, still don't understand what is going on. It's because I'm not attentive, so I'm not able to make the most of the time that I'm spending there. We are in a stressful environment, and students become restless. And I'm not just saying students here, student students, but also the youngsters who are working early stages of their careers. And we are essentially becoming impatient and irritable because of this stressful environment and not enjoying life. The only enjoyment people understand is, when the weekends come, you have to party and you have to drink alcohol and all of that. Maybe that's the only enjoyment people understand. Work hard and party harder kind of a mentality that has come. Of course, the effect of stress, I think nowadays it's very well known. When Sahaja was started off by Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi, in 1970. Since then, she started talking about the correlation between the stress and various other aspects of our mental well-being and emotional well-being and how they have an effect on our physical well-being. So we develop anxiety, tension, there's loss of sleep. Many people today take pills for sleeping, such a common thing. And of course, aggression, OCDs. We start taking to things that would take us away from reality, because reality is so difficult to face all the time. So we start smoking, drinking, even taking drugs. All of these things come to us because of this environment that is created around. And growing up, even young people today in their 20s are getting heart troubles and BPs and whatnot. Of course, later on in life, all of this that we accumulate in a way, that develops into other diseases which are mentioned here, which are much more dangerous. Of course, we do not do our work well when we are in that sort of a mood. And of course, people also start developing depression because of this competition if they don't achieve what they were looking at. So the question, the $1 million question is, how do we remove stress? Maybe people travel and they feel that, I'm feeling much better now, or they take up to some art form or exercise. All of these things for a while, maybe we forget our worries. But again, we are in that same world and we keep on gathering the same stuff around. And we are, even if we are exercising, maybe we'll have stress that, I have not lost weight or I have not been able to uh, get that kind of a body, etc. So this is all around us. What does meditation do? Why do I need it? And what is it exactly? Most of us don't understand what is yoga, what is meditation. It's all a blur, really. Some people think that it's concentrating, sitting down and concentrating on something, which it is not. Some people think it's doing yoga and asanas or breathing exercises or all of that. It is not meditation. So, what is it, and how can it help me? So, how we understand meditation in Sahaja is in meditation we achieve thoughtless awareness. We are in a state when we are fully aware of everything around us, but we are thoughtless and we do not do anything to achieve it. It comes to us. It's a state that you are in. Again, it's very difficult now. Then how do I achieve it if I can't do anything for it? We'll get there. Just have to be patient. But what we are saying is that it is a state where we are thoughtlessly aware, and that gives us complete silence. Why is this silence required? You see, if you plant a seed in the Mother Earth, if there is always earthquake there, Earth is moving constantly, the seed will not grow. If there's some peace, silence, there's normalcy, only then it can really grow. Today, in this world of anxiety and stress and whatnot, we, in our awareness, are in fact going backwards and running away from ourselves. We only are looking at the outside part of the tree here, which is, in a way, the the growth, the wealth, and all of these things that really entice us. But the inside is getting weaker and weaker, which is what Western world has gone through. And the roots are inside, which need to be nourished by meditation. Unless they are nourished, this tree will eventually die. So the outside growth that looks so exciting is in fact leading to us being more and more hollow inside, which is why we need to go inside. We need to meditate and quiet ourselves down. Now, it's very much easier said than done. Some of us may have tried meditating, and the only thing that we would have done is maybe we were thinking all the time, and there was no silence. And then one realizes, oh, there's no point. I can't meditate. Let's see what we think of all the time. There are only two types of thoughts. One is either of the past, one or the future. All the time, we are jumping from one thought to the other. And that is all that we do. If you think of it clearly, even right now when we are listening to this session, we are thinking, oh, I'll go and do this now. Oh, I should have done this then. All the time we are thinking, never in the present, and thus never able to enjoy what is here and now. And this past and future, so let's say I keep thinking of the past and I'm thinking of depressing thoughts maybe all the time. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, my forefathers should have done this, etc., etc. I could not achieve this. I'm good for nothing. Aggressive thoughts, maybe futuristic thoughts. I'll go and do this. I'll achieve that, etc. So we are jumping from one thought to the other on this cusp, and we do not even know that we have moved on to the next thought. Even while sleeping, we are thinking, but we do not realize. So, what happens in meditation, in thoughtless awareness, is we are saying that there is a small gap that starts forming in between these thoughts. It is called as vilamba in Sanskrit. It's the delay in our thoughts. And that is where we get the peace of mind. So, what is Sahaj Yoga really? Sahaj, the word we know in Hindi, means something simple. So, in a way, it is a simple yoga, but there is a deeper meaning to it. Saha means with, Ja means one. It is born with us. Yoga, it's a very confusing word today. We think yoga is definitely exercise. But yoga means, in Sanskrit, it means the union. Union of what? Union of the self, the spirit inside us. Now, this is all hypothetical for you, let's say, but just let's look at it as a hypothesis. So, let's say there is a spirit inside all of us that is actually a reflection of the Almighty God. So, Atma and Paramatma, the union of Atma with Paramatma, his all pervading power around us, is yoga. This has to happen in a Sahaj way, spontaneously on its own. It's like we stick to the seed and tree analogies here. The seed is put into the mother earth. We don't do anything after that, really. The seed has the quality to become a tree. The mother earth has the quality to nourish it and make it into a tree. That is how everything is inbuilt inside us. We just have to achieve it. And it is given by somebody who has achieved. That is one condition of self-realization. You've heard of one guru, one shishya parampara in the past in our great country of spirituality, where great sages have roamed around and used to meditate for years together in hills and dales of Himalayas. This is what they were trying to achieve, their self-realization. And they would choose one shishya out of thousands maybe to give it to them, only the worthy ones. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi started Sahaja Yoga in 1970, and her thought process was that this must be given to the masses. And then at least we'll have the sight to see where we are. Right now, it's like we're in the dark, all of us, and we are bumping into things and trying to figure out. That is what has happened in the new spirituality. And we do not know what is right, what is wrong. We have taken to wrong things as meditation forms, as whatever is the right thing. Whereas even if there's a small light, we can see what is wrong with us. Today, I might be the most egoistic person and I might think very highly of myself. I have no way to figure out because in ego, at least you can't see yourself. Or I might be doing something very wrong and rationalizing it. People even rationalize terrorists at some point. So there's no absolute truth. What is right, what is wrong. For the first time, we get to the absolute of your life. What is right, what is wrong. What is wrong with me? For the first time in Sahaja Yoga, and this is not mentally that you get it on your central nervous system, which is undeniable. You personally yourself will know what is wrong with you. On your chakras, you feel them as vibrations on your hands, and you know which chakra is not. So you know what is not wrong with you. Today, we go to the doctors and they tell us you have 3-4 months to live. And we are shocked and surprised. I was living very healthy life. Nothing's wrong with me. How can this be? Because we have not known anything about us. We just know what is on the outside. And that too, we do not face ourselves. But once we are able to see, we can then cure ourselves with this great power that starts flowing through us. So when we say yoga happens, yoga is union with the all-pervading power of God. If that happens, the power starts flowing through us. Once it starts flowing through us, we become one with it. We can use that power for good, for our benefit, for benefit of others. Because once you're connected to the main server, all other computers are connected. So you can ask and you can get to know about others, what is wrong with them, what chakras are not okay. And you can even use this power to cure them, to put them right. You can use this power to ask absolute questions. Should I do this job? Should I take this career? Is this man standing in front of me a good man or a bad man? Is this a real guru or a fake? We learn this by experimenting. For things that you already know are true, you can start asking, you will get the vibrations. And you know that, yes, this is for, yes, this is for. Such a great power manifests inside us. So you've moved on from talking about just stress and getting peace. That is good. That is absolutely needed. But now we're talking about something really much higher. This is about gaining something that we have not known until now. Our eyes have been, in a way, shut to reality. It's a new awareness comes to us of a power that created us and is all around us, is surrounding us. It's remarkable and it's unbelievable at times that something like that can happen to us. Or it can happen to all of us. Many people have got it and are leading very beautiful lives with the blessings that you get because of it. So there is a huge amount of knowledge in Sage Yoga, and there's so much to talk about that it is really not possible in this one small session. But just to briefly introduce, so we were created in our mother's womb at 2.5 months by a power that you can call as God's power in whatever name you want to call it. It entered through our fontanel bone area, which is at the top of our head. Just going back to the so here the chakras are not shown in detail, but very briefly. So at the very top of our head, there is a soft bone when we were kids. If you have seen little children, there is a very soft bone here, and it even pulsates sometimes. It's the area from where this power entered inside. And you know that our brain is a prism-shaped entity. So you know in physics that light enters a prism, it refracts. So similarly, this energy, when it entered, it refracted into three parts. One coming from left went into the right, which is in the yellow. The one coming from right went to the left side, which is in the blue. And the one in the center created these seven chakras inside us. This is how we have been created by this power. These chakras and nadis, and these are the main ones, there are many more, they govern our complete being. So, whatever personality we think of ourselves, they are because of the permutations and combinations of these chakras and nadis. The power that is left after all of this creation, which is the residual energy, it comes and settles down in our triangular bone at the very end of our spine. This bone has been called a sacrum bone by the Greeks, and the scientists also use that name. So they knew that there is something sacred about this bone, and it makes 3.5 coils. Coils in Sanskrit is kundal, which is why this energy is called as kundalini. Now, awakening of this kundalini and piercing through the fontanel bone again is self-realization. Now, this is all again very hypothetical and a lot for us to gather and understand. But I just wanted to briefly touch upon this subject as well, because ultimately this is what is that gives us the thoughtless awareness, and this is what is gives us our second birth, a complete new awareness comes to us because of this. And this is exactly what the great sages and rishis and munis and saints, Sufis have talked about, and so many across the world have talked about it in different terms and languages. And they're all one. They've all pointed to the same thing here. So, moving on to the most important bit here is self realization, experience, the meditation that we'll do just now. So, how are we to sit right now? We have to keep both our palms open in our lap. There are some steps that you can first see, which we will do later with our eyes closed. So I'll run the slides and we'll keep explaining to do, but we'll do them later with our eyes closed. Right now, you can see and do with me later on. We'll do with our eyes closed. So, if you're sitting on a chair, you can't sit down, then you have to sit like here it is shown. Sitting down. This is how. Not very straight, not slouching, with our hands open in our lap, like we are asking for something. Now we are made out of five elements. That is how, those are the basics of our creation. And we use them in Sahaja in various shapes and formats to put ourselves into balance. And there are some steps that we'll do now before we go for meditation so that we are prepared for meditation. So these steps are, first one that we'll do is put our left hand in our lap and put the right hand towards the mother earth, like here shown. Left hand in the lap, open, and right hand on the mother earth. In each step, we'll do some prayers as well. Next step, right hand comes into the lap. The left hand, bent from elbow, goes towards the sky. The next step, both hands are on the mother earth, like this. So these are the balancing steps. After this, we will do the steps with the right hand only. So the left hand would be in our lap. Right hand goes to your heart. Then right hand is placed on the forehead. Then we'll place this right hand at the back of our head and push back our head. There's no slide for that, but okay. And in the last step, we'll place the right hand at the top of our head, the fontanel bone area, and press the center of our palm at the top of our head while pushing back the fingers. We'll pull the fingers back and just press the center of our palm at the top of our head in the fontanel bone area. And while pressing, we will move the hand in a clockwise direction. While pressing the palm, we'll move the hand in a clockwise direction, bend our head forward a little. We'll do these steps. This is all. Now, one important thing that we all can easily understand is that it's great happening that we're talking about, which is to happen on its own. It cannot just happen with some hand movements and some prayers. There has to be a greater power that does it. As you mentioned, we cannot get self-realization on our own. There has to be someone who can give it to us, an authority. We've all heard of Shivaji Maharaj, the great realized soul himself, the great king. He had a guru, Ramdas Swami, again a realized soul. Once Shivaji Maharaj asked him that how long does it take for one to get the self-realization? His guru answered by saying, Rajan, the time you take to take one of your legs from one side of the horse to the other, that is how long it takes. That means that very second. But you need someone who can give it and someone who can take it. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi is someone who can give it. Her photograph emits those vibrations that makes it possible. Up until now, the great incarnations and sages were never pictured. So we'll be very humbly placed towards her photograph, and we have to just have a very respectful attitude while requesting in our hearts that we want our self-realization. We want our yoga. Now we'll place both our hands in our lap, open like we would, let's say, we are asking something. And we'll sit straight, not very straight, not slouching. Looking at Shree Mataji's photograph, we shall now slowly close our eyes. Now we will do the steps that we had just seen. We will see if our attention is inside us. Just see and wonder. Place the left hand open in our lap as this, and place the right hand on the mother earth. Left hand in our lap, right hand on the mother earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left nari, left channel, through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring my left channel into balance. Our left hand, which is open in our lap, will just bring our attention to it and see what is happening there. Mother, please take out all the impurities and negativities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Bring the right hand back into our lap and place the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Left hand bent from the elbow come towards the sky. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities and negativities of my right channel through the ether element. Whatever imbalances are there in my right channel, please take them out through the ether element. We'll bring our attention to both our palms and see what is happening there. The center of our palms and at the tips of our fingers. These are the places of chakras inside us. Now we shall place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Whatever impurities and negativities are still left my left and right hands. Please take them out through the mother. Today, Mother, please bring me into complete balance. Please bring me into the center, into the present. Now we'll bring both our hands back into our lap. And we'll keep the left hand as is open in our lap. Do the next steps with the right hand. We'll place the right hand on our heart. Right hand on our heart. Here we have to assert a great truth. Mother, I am not this body, this mind, these thoughts, this ego, this personality that I think of myself. I am none of this. I am the pure spirit. All these things that we think we are, they are all, as we call them, nashwa. They are not eternal. The only eternal thing is the Atma inside us, the spirit. So, with full confidence, we have to say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am nothing but the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, as we are the spirit, we have to say we are not guilty of anything. Because the spirit does not do anything wrong. It is very important that we don't feel guilty, otherwise, we will not feel the vibrations on our hands. There's a big reason behind that, which maybe I'll explain later. But right now, we just say that, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. I have nothing wrong. If you believe in God, we have to believe in His power to forgive whatever we may have done without remembering. We just have to say that, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we'll bring your right hand to our forehead and press from both sides and bend our head forward a little. While pressing the forehead from both sides, we'll bend our head forward a little. Here we have to forgive everyone. By not forgiving, we don't do anything, but just play into the hands of people who have done us wrong. When we forgive, God takes over. So we have to forgive everyone without remembering anyone. Just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. I actually forgive. Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now we'll bring this hand to the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. Here we have to say that, oh God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have done any mistakes against you, please forgive me. Without feeling guilty, we have to say, oh God, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have done any mistakes against you, please forgive me. Now we can bring this right hand back into our lap to rest it a little bit. As one last step, now we'll stretch our right palm so that the fingers are completely outstretched and pulled back. And the center of the palm is placed at the top of our head, at the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone when we were kids, and press it hard there. We'll bend our head forward, and while pressing the palm, the head will move it in a clockwise direction so that scalp moves along while being pressed. In a clockwise direction, we'll keep moving and we'll pray here. Here, we have to ask for it. Without us asking for it, we will not get our realization. So, very humbly, we have to request, Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatਕਾਰ. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Stop moving the hand and bring it back into me. Keep our attention where our hand was and sit for meditation for a few seconds. Now, we will bring our attention to both of our palms that are open. At the very center of our palm, see, there's a cool breeze coming out of our hands. It also be hot for some of us in one hand or the other. It's a very minute and subtle feeling right now. So look at it for a minute. Now we'll bring our attention to the end of our fingers, the tips of our fingers. Let's see what is happening there. Is there some tingling or the itching unpleasant sensation in one or the other finger, in one hand or the other hand? This could be because these chakras are not okay inside. This cool breeze is nothing but what is defined as Param Chaitanya by Adi Shankaracharya. He's called it as Salilam Salilam Chaitanya. It's called as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost inside. Called as Ruh. Now we'll once again bring our right hand back at the top of our head, where we had pressed the fontanelle bone area, and raise the hand a little bit above, a few inches above the top of our head. Move it left, right, front, back. See if there's a cool breeze coming out of a particular place and touching our palm. Could be hot also. Bring the right hand back into our lap and see that same thing with our left hand. The left hand of you, which is just above our confident bone area. Move it back forward, left, right. See from a particular place, there are cool breeze or hot breeze coming out of our head and touching our palm. As the very last step, we'll put both of our hands completely up, outstretched towards the sky, palms open, and push back our head. We'll ask one of these three questions 3 times. Is this the Param Chaitanya? Is this the divine energy, the cosmic energy? Is this the power of God that does everything? Any questions you can. We'll bring back our hands back into our lap. We'll sit in quiet meditation. Keeping our attention at the top of our head. We shall now slowly open our eyes and look at Mataji's photograph. You'll see that there are no thoughts even with our eyes open right now. This is the thoughtless awareness that we're talking about. It is the first step and the first boon that we get from self-realization. But what we have done today is just touch the tip of it and experience it just for the first time. The seed that has been sprouted needs to become a tree. And that is our responsibility. One must give it sunlight, there is a huge amount of knowledge in Sahaja Yoga, all freely available, which we can learn and imbibe and make our lives better. Shree Mataji has given thousands of lectures, which are all again freely available. Sahaja Yoga is everywhere purely free of cost. That was one condition that Shree Mataji stated. Because it's so invaluable that we cannot pay anything. I would request all of you who have joined recently to continue attending these sessions for a while and practice meditation at home. Also, there are Sahaja Yoga centers all over the country and the world. Again, these would not be very high profile places because we don't charge any money. But you must go there and meditate in collectivity, which is how you will really establish the experience and learn more with more experiences. You can join our WhatsApp group. The link has been shared on the group chat to learn more on how to get to know all of this. The YouTube channel that we have also has lots of lectures of Shree Mataji and excerpts of the discussions with senior Sahajas more to know more about Sancho. Also, we have these sessions 3 times in a day, as you know, one in the morning at 8, one in the afternoon at 4:15, and one in the evening at 7:45. Apart from this, for seekers who have now understood the basics, there's one session at 5:30 p.m. for the meditation. Can would urge all of you to spend some time for yourself on Sahaja and really experience and establish yourself with. Also, bring your friends whom you think might benefit from it and help them as well. We are ending the session here today. Thank you so much, everyone.